Good evening, children. Welcome to 6th standard online class. Hope you are all safe by the grace of God. Today, we are going to start a new unit, Unit 2, Forces and Motion. Forces and Motion. So, we have studied in our earlier classes that push or pull results in some motion of the object. When we open the door or kick a football or lift our school bag. So, the motion is involved and there is some push or pull. Isn't it, children? When you open the door or lift your school bag or kick a football, all this action involves some push or pull. Isn't it? Because of this push or pull, the motion occurs. So, let us discuss what is motion and what is rest. What is motion and what is rest? Suppose there is a book on your table in the right in the middle. Is the book moving? You will say it is not moving. It is at rest. Isn't it? Yes. If you push the book to one side of the table to clear space for keeping your notebook, then you will say the book is moving. Am I right? Yes. When the book was at the same place with respect to the table, you say the book was at rest. But when it was pushed from one place on the table to another place, you say it was moving. Am I right? Yes. The man in the boat is moving with respect to the bank of the river. He is at rest with respect to the boat, isn't it? Look at the picture. The man in the boat is moving with respect to the bank of the river. When we say from the point of view of the river, the man is moving. The man in the boat is moving. Okay. But with respect to the boat, in the point of view of boat, the man is not moving. That is, he is at rest. So, this is event 1. Then event 2. The girl on the swing is. What about the girl? With respect to the seat of the swing. So, from the point of view of the swing, the girl is at rest. She is dash with respect to the garden. She is moving. When you see from the point of view of the garden, she is moving, right? Yes, good. So, this is about event 2. What about the next event? Then, here are the some other events. Nisha is going to her grandma's house by bicycle. Sitting on the bicycle, Nisha uh, Nisha is dash with respect to the road. So the girl Nisha on the bicycle is dash with respect to the road. With the respect to the road, she is very good moving, isn't it? She is dash with respect to the bicycle. Tell me. She is at rest. Very good, very good. Take the case of a book on a table at rest. Is it really without any motion? Is it so? So you imagine that previous case, the book on the table, isn't it? Imagine that. Is the book really without any motion? We know that Earth is rotating on its axis. Therefore, the table along with the book must be rotating. Is it not? We are also moving along with the earth. Therefore, from the point of view of ground on which we stand, the book is at rest. The book is at rest. Similarly, while traveling in a speeding bus, we feel that the poles, that is the light lamps and trees, seem to move backward and the things inside the bus are stationary. Okay, children. So, from the point of view differs accordingly. So, what is rest and what is motion? When the object changes its position with respect to time, then we call it as motion. If it remains stationary, we call it as rest. Is it clear, children? An object may appear to be stationary for one observer and appear to be moving for another. An object is at rest in relation to a certain set of objects and moving in relation to another set of objects. This implies that rest and motion are relative. Rest and motion are relative. Relative in the sense they have connection in between them. Okay, children. So, from all these examples, we conclude that rest and motion are relative. They get connected with each other. Is it clear, children? Hope you so. Hope you have understood about rest and motion. Now, how do things move? Any idea, children? Yes, come, let us discuss. When we kick a ball, it moves. Am I right? Yes. When we push the book on the table, it moves. When Bullock pulls the cart moves. Motion occurs when the object is pulled or pushed by an agency. So, pulled or pushed by an agency. Look at all these pictures. Either push or pull are applied in all these actions. Am I right, children? So, in our daily life, we pull out water from the well using bucket. Animals pull a bullock cart. If it is a person or animal, then does that pushing or pulling work? Okay, in all these cases. See, in the first picture and in the second picture and almost all the pictures, either the animal or human beings involved in this pushing or pulling process. Okay, children. So, these are all a set of forces. So, these are all these human beings or animals are animate agencies. They are termed to be animate agencies. Sometimes we see a tall grass in the meadow dancing in the wind or a piece of wood moving down a stream. What pushes or pulls them? We know that the blowing wind and flowing water is the cause. Sometimes the push or pull can be due to inanimate agency. Inanimate agency. So, if the push or pull is caused by human beings or animals, we call it as animate agency. Okay, either by person or animal, we call it as animate agency. If the push or pull is caused by the non-living things in the sense, for example, blowing wind or flowing water, we call it as inanimate agencies. This animate or inanimate agencies are responsible for the push or pull. So, we can conclude in general, forces are push or pull by an animate or inanimate agency. So, what are forces? Forces are push or pull by an animate or inanimate agency. Do you understood this, children? Yes, forces are what? Forces are nothing but a push or pull by an animate or inanimate agencies. Did you understood this? Good. So, we can classify the forces into contact and non-contact force based on the agencies. In all the above cases, the force is executed by touching the body. So, this type of force is called contact force. Okay, children. So, by touching the body are called contact force. The force is applied by touching the body. So, it is called a contact force. Mysteriously, ripened coconut falls to the ground. What pulls it to the ground? We would have heard about the force of gravity of earth. Gravity pulls the ripened coconut from the tree to the ground, from the tree to the ground, isn't it? So the force of gravity only makes the coconut to fall on the ground. Similarly, all the fruits falls on the ground because of force of gravity. So this here, the force, the pulling force, the pull is happened there. That is, the force is happened by an inanimate agency, that is without touching the object, isn't it? Without touching the object. So such forces are called non-contact forces. Not only this, the magnet, no, magnetic force is also a non-contact force. Magnetic force is also a non-contact force. See, when you keep the magnet near the magnetic object, automatically the magnetic object will stuck to it, isn't it? So without touching the object. So such forces are called to be non-contact forces. So the force is applied without touching the object. Such forces are called non-contact forces. Non-contact forces. Is it clear, children? Do you understood what are forces, contact forces and non-contact forces? Yes, good. So forces can be classified based on the agencies as animate factors and inanimate factors. Based on the type of contact, forces are classified into contact force and a non-contact force. Hope you have understood about all these things very well, children. So now, what the forces can do? Forces can change the state of body from rest to motion or motion to rest. Rest to motion or motion to rest. So, you're all happy to see the sports, isn't it? Which is your favorite game? Yes, of course. Most of you likes cricket, but some of you may like football also, isn't it, children? So, football is a very good game. So, in this game, not only in football, in almost all the games, when the ball is at rest, when you once you kick the ball, that is, you apply the force on it, isn't it? You apply the force on it. So this force, what the force does when you kick the ball, what happens? The ball are initially, at first the ball is at rest. When you kick the, or when you apply the force, the ball begins to move. That is, the force made the ball to move. At first it was at rest, but now it is moving, isn't it? So the position of the state of the body gets moved there. Similarly, when you uh, stop the moving ball, when you put your legs on the ball, what happens? The moving ball, that is, the ball is in motion and you are stopping its motion, isn't it? So when you apply the force, what it does, the force either converts the motion of the object into rest or rest of the object into motion. Do you understood this example, everybody? Yes, good. So forces can either change the speed or direction or both of the body. Either the speed or the direction or both can be changed by applying a force. All like to play cricket, right? So when you play cricket, so what happens there? When the bowler bowls the ball, it may be a slow ball, but once the batsman hits it, the speed of the ball increases and it reaches the boundary, isn't it? So there what happens? The speed of the ball is changed due to the force applied by the batsman. Do you understood, children? And also, what about the direction? The direction, at first the bowler throws the ball towards the batsman. After hit by the bowler, but by the batsman, the direction of the ball get changed. The direction of the ball get changed. Am I right, children? So there what happens? The force changes the speed as well as the direction of the object. And finally, forces can change the shape of the object. So how forces can change the shape of the object? So in a nutshell, The applied force is an interaction of one of the object on another that causes the second object to move from rest or speed up or slow down or stop the motion, change the direction, compress or expand. See now, crush a balloon, apply force on rotate it down, pull a rubber band. In these cases, the shape of the object change on application of force. Application of force in object results in expansion or contraction. So when you crush a balloon, the shape of the balloon gets changed, isn't it? Similarly on rotate it down, when you apply the force, the shape of the initially it was like a ball. After applying the force, it has been converted into a circular shape, isn't it? So all these are example for the change of shape of the body. So we can conclude that forces can change the state of the body from rest to motion, or motion to rest. Okay, it can either change the speed or direction or both of the body, and also it changes the shape of the body, so forces can change the rest to motion or motion to rest of the body. It can either change the speed or direction or both of the body, and also it changes the shape of the body. So in today's class we have discussed about the forces, rest and motion. What is rest and what is motion? If an object be in a place stationary, with respect to time we call it as rest. If it is moving, we call it as motion. And also we have discussed what is force, how force is caused by what are the two agency which causes the force, and what are the two types of forces, and what forces can do. Hope you have clearly understood the lesson thoroughly, children. So do your assignment. Apart from completing the classwork then and there you read the portions which we are writing, either writing in the classwork or in the book work. Okay, so that it will make your learning process very easy, children. Thank you, children. Stay home, stay safe, obey your parents, make your parents to get vaccinated. Let us meet in the next class, children.